Well, welcome, guys. Thanks for joining us. We are officially changing the Team Boom call to be on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Originally, they used to be on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, and then we changed the time, and now Pat is wanting to change it back to 8 o'clock in hopes that we can get more people on live. So as of next week, I believe it'll be officially all of Team Boom, including Pat, Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. So I just wanted to go over a little bit of recognition. I'm just going to pull it up on my phone. So this is, before we start, this is as of September 9th. So it's, so you might have some more points or you might be on the board since then, but this is as of September 9th. So with Success Club 4, we have Caroline Nathan, Jen Sansone, Olivia Brackett, Matthew Jackson, sorry if I butcher your name, Cassandra Schmelzinger, Delaney Cleason, Maribeth Darling, Jill Wagner, Chris Bocklett, and Terry Bocklett. Those are at 4. At 6 is Kelsey Connor, Ashley Dyer, and at 14 was Carrie Steelman Schmidt. That's amazing. And then the week leg volume, again, this was as of September 7th, so I'm sure there's a new one that will be coming out. But let's see. The 300 Club, we have Kelly Marks, Kimberly Parker, Brittany Miller, Nick Walsh, Joshua Morgan, Peter Reelman, Tyler Smith, Alyssa Debbie, Craig Schmidt, Margaret Mackerer, Beth McDonald in her second business center, Brittany Oat, Delaney Cleason, Maria Rodriguez, Nicoletta Sidowich, Laura Basili, and Morgan Breckenbury. In the 500 Club is Joe Policino. No, let me start at the bottom. In the 500 Club is Emily Bocklett, Jennifer Reeve, Emily Crushore, Anne-Marie Vitchers, Jill Wagner, Beth McDonald, Danielle Hills, Lauren Kellum, Michael Bocklett, Carrie Steelman Schmidt, Amy Reelman in her second business center, and Joe Policino. In the 1000 Club is myself, Brooke Reed, Gage Ecker, Stacy Slade, Charles Wallace, Robert Rodriguez, Patrick Reelman in his third business center, Chris Bocklett, Ashley Feldyson, Shauna Valenta, Marie Sardelli, and Caroline Nathan. This is crazy. In the 2000 Club is Alyssa Sardelli, Wade Kephart, and Amy Morgan. In the 3000 Club is Terry Bocklett. 5000 Club is Amy Reelman, Patrick Reelman in his second business center, Michelle Phillips, and Andrea Wallace. And the 10,000 Club is Patrick Reelman and Beth Reelman. That is amazing. Goals. That's all I can say is goals. Awesome. All right, Anna, you going to take it?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm super excited about this time change because it's something I think a lot of people wanted to. So officially Tuesdays, 8 o'clock is going to be like the all Team Booms. We're moving it to this call with Pat and everything. So we get Emily Crushore on our call tonight, which I'm super, super excited. Emily became a coach with my sister. You guys met on social media. I don't know what platform, probably Instagram, I'm guessing maybe. And they met and she became a coach in November 28th, 2015. But she did nothing with the business and didn't work the business until starting January 2016. And then in January 2016, she went diamond by March. And she went kind of like all in with the business. So she's going to kind of tell you her story, her mind shift, and kind of like how she's seriously rocking this business right now. And I know she recently just moved to like my favorite place ever, which is Williamton, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. So super excited. So, and just so you guys know, our new Team Boom calls will probably be like more like 30, 40 minutes. And I'm really excited to have you on our call. So
Well, thank you for asking me.
Yes. I'm going to mute everyone and then I will unmute you, okay? Okay.
Awesome. Good?
All right. Sweet.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, guys, for asking me to speak. I was so excited when Annie reached out to me. So, quick side note about me. I am that rare person who sought out coaching. I was not invited ever by anybody. I'd never received a message by Beachbody. I've never received a message by anybody in any other network marketing company until I became a coach, and then everybody started asking me. So don't be afraid to reach out to fitness professionals. I know that all of you are afraid because they can be really stubborn and stuck up, to be honest with you. But deep down, they're all struggling. They're just, they want to do it their own way. They just don't know that their own way can be done by using Beachbody just as a stepping stone. So my journey started, honestly, health and fitness has been a huge part of my life, pretty much my entire life. I've always been into sports, but it was in high school that I went down this really negative downward spiral of an eating disorder and severe depression. A lot of it brought on just by a bad relationship. If you're a girl, I know you can feel me on that at least once. And I just met Ben, who's my boyfriend now. You guys have seen me blasting him on Facebook all the time. So we've been dating for 6 years, and he really helped me just find my strength to just overcome it. And more so than that, it was just, he just kept saying, you're unhappy. Like, why are you holding on to something that makes you so unhappy every day? So at that point, I decided to become a personal trainer. It was awesome. I did it for about 2 years. And what I liked about it was I liked helping people. I liked calling myself a personal trainer. It's a cool title to have, rather than being like, I'm an administrative assistant or just something that everybody else is. I'm a nurse, I'm a teacher. No offense to anybody that is one of those things. But I just never really went with the flow of things. I was never a follower, but at the same time, I was never a leader either. I didn't really know what I was doing. So long story short, I was really open-minded to network marketing because my dad's in sales, but more than that, I had done Mary Kay. So that was quite an experience. So whenever somebody says something to you like $160 is a lot of money, I was convinced at 22 years old to put $1,800 on my first credit card, and I had never had a credit card in my life. So they can be very persistent and very persuasive. So don't be afraid to do the same things if you do it the right way. I fell in love with building a team. I ran with it. If any of you know what the different levels are in Mary Kay, I became a sales director. You have to recruit 20 people in 1 month. Okay? You guys have no idea how hard that was. Ben and I were fighting. It was awful. I was literally stalking human beings in Home Goods and Target. I hated it. I was crying in the changing room, in the fitting room. The beauty of this is you guys get to hide behind your computer. This is amazing. When I was like severely depressed and my anxiety and being an introvert and having to walk up to somebody random as hell and compliment them, I would break out in hives. Like, it was awful. And I would run to the change room and start crying. But if I can do that, any of you can do this business. All right. So that's really my story. Like, I was on Instagram. I was personally training. I was branding myself anyway. And I was looking for people to purchase my 8 and 12-week programs. So I actually found Amy, and I was going to reach out to Amy and be like, hey, you look like you're really into health and fitness. Like, I don't know I have no business degree. I've never been taught networking at all. Mary Kay was all face-to-face. None of it was on social media. So I just started messaging her. Go to find out that she's forming me as I'm forming her. And I was like, well, this sucks. Long story short, my coach, who I originally signed up with, quit about, I don't know, maybe 2 months afterwards. She never did anything. And at that point, it was just kind of like, with or without you, I can't start something and quit again. This has to work. And luckily enough, I fell in love with it on day one. So guys, I honestly say you're going to be so annoyed because all of this is going to be very cliche, but I will share 3 things that have really worked well for me. But the first thing I got to say is you have got to have a why that makes you cry. Okay, every single time that we jump on our team calls, which are Mondays at 8, I ask every single one of my teammates what their why is. It doesn't matter to me if we don't get to the rest of the call. I'll record it if they have to hop off. But that is first and foremost every single day. If they aren't saying it out loud, they're going to forget about it. And to me, it can't just be a why. I've read Start With Why probably 19 times. The book literally makes me cry. And weirdly enough, I'm super passionate about Apple products, so it ties in really well with my personality. But you just have to have something. Like, every day when my alarm goes off at 4, I've had 3 people reach out to me today and ask me like, but like, how are you not tired? It's like, I am fucking tired. I'm so tired. But I'm more excited to get up and build this business than I am about, if I went back to bed, I'd be thinking about my island life. You guys, if any of you know me, that's like the one thing I talk about all the time. I'm going to live on an island next year, and I'm going to show everybody that I'm going to do that. That is what gets me out of bed every day. just for the fact that I told everyone I was going to do it, and I hate being wrong. So I'm going to just do it. And every day, I mean, I look at Ben. I mean, if you have kids, I can't imagine. I look at my cat and I look at Ben. I'm like, oh, I just want to give you everything. If I have kids, like I can't imagine what that's going to do. So after that, guys, there's nothing else other than human beings that have like literally come from you. If that's not enough, then you've got to dig a little bit deeper and make it more personal. Okay, because I hear some people sometimes and they just throw in the towel with that stuff. Your why has literally got to make you get goosebumps and just like everything has to be for that. Everything has to be for that. So that's number one. I always have my team reiterate their why. Number two is you have to have business hours. I don't care if it's not 10 to 2 every single day, but you need to sit down and tell yourself every day, I work for this many hours. So Sunday nights, I can tell you right off the bat that I work 9 to 1 Monday through Friday, 5:30 till 9:30 Monday through Friday. Every Monday through Friday, there's non-negotiable. That's exactly what I do. And so when somebody asks me if I want to do something at 12:30, nope, I work till 1. I can do something at 1:30. So when you treat it like a business and you set those business hours, like what I found is it works for Ben and I. You know, he works from home with me, but it's nice to be able to say like, yeah, we work from home. It's nice we can hang out, but this is not hangout time. We're not where we want to be yet. This is great, but I want freedom, not just flexibility. So you have to just remember that you are working what you're working toward and have those business hours set. So whether you have 30 minutes, you have 15 minutes, or you have 4 hours, it's so important that you know what you're doing in those times. So something that's worked really well for my girls is instead of just having like one power hour, because I find them just so boring and mundane, is I have multiple power hours. So I will actually write down, so I do all of this on Sunday. Sundays is like my creative brain dump day. And what I do is I just sit down and I make out 5 different power hours. And they're not all 60 minutes. I will make 2 that are only 30 minutes. So say if it's just a day and I just can't get out of my damn head, right? Because they happen. You're sitting there and you send out crappy messages and your heart's not in it and you're just whatever. I know I can do 30 minutes. And that why is more important than how I'm feeling. No, I might not be able to sit down and do 44 hours of concentrated work, but I know I can always put in 30. So look at my 30-minute list, and I know that if this is all I do today, I'm going to feel productive, and I'm going to feel proud of myself. So do little things like that. The last thing, guys, is be consistent. Be consistent, especially right now. I know that so many people are like, oh, summer sucks. Summer's so hard. No, it's not. It just means that you weren't doing anything March and April and May for when June, July, and August came. That's all that means. Because those people eventually would have turned around and joined you. But now you can't focus on any of that stuff. I have so many coaches who will say things like, oh, I just got to catch up on all the calls and I got to catch up on all the posts and I want to scroll up through the team message. Forget it. Because you've already learned everything that you need to learn to be a successful coach. Everything else is fluff. So don't spend your time scrolling back through old things and living in the past. Okay? Because you're always going to be playing catch up in this business. And if you do get ahead, then you're not working hard enough. You're not talking to enough people. You should never be caught up, ever. There should always be somebody else to message. So right now, the one thing that's getting me to do my 40 invites every day, I do 40 of everything. 40 friend requests, 40 hey girl messages if I have them. If not, I fill in the rest with Instagram. And I'll explain kind of how I do. I'm obsessed with Instagram. I do everything on Instagram. But I do 40 of everything. That's like my consistent thing. I know I can do it. And so on the days that I don't, I just self-evaluate. Like what was going on that day that caused me to not get that done? Because I know I can do 40 of each task if I sit down and put my mind to it. So everything that you're doing, guys, right now, if you want to hit high success club numbers in October, November, and December, then what are you doing right now to get there? It's not just don't think about like the planting of the seeds and the sowing and the whatever. Don't make it all like, fluffy or anything like that. Just tell yourself like, if I want to hit Success Club next month, then I got to do shit right now today. All right. So the biggest things that have really helped my team and like the things that I think have allowed my team to I don't know, just kind of like step up and level up into like a leadership role is our groups are awesome. So every single month I run a challenge group through the app. Okay. I do it through the app. Now, with that being said, in the app is the only place that I do like a challenge prize. So I give away a pair of Nikes. I totally stole that idea from Haley Christian. So I do a Nike giveaway, but to be eligible to win the Nikes, they have to be set up with the discount. You can join the group, you can be in the challenge app, whatever, but you are not eligible to win those Nikes if you are not a discount coach. Because for several reasons. I don't want you to just join my group for 30 days, peace out, grab Nikes, and disappear. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to help people create a lifestyle change, not jump on the bandwagon for 30 days and fall off. I did that as a personal trainer, and I'm over that. So I say to them, I'm committing to you if you commit to me. Okay? Your 160 doesn't mean anything to me. I want to know that you are drinking Shakeology every month, and or I give them the option to just drink pre-workout because that's the only other product that I use from Beachbody. So I say you either need to be on drinking pre-workout every month or you need to be on Shakeology HD to be eligible for that prize giveaway. So that's literally how I got Ben to Diamond in 1 month. Ben had like 3 coaches, and I said, blasted this confidence effect thing and made everybody sign up as a discount coach if they wanted to win Nikes. And who doesn't want to win Nikes? So that was one thing. So now the other thing that I do is I'll show you guys this. I'll share my screen with you. Is we have this group called the Soul. So my team is the Soulshine Tribe, and it's called Sweat Cycle. So it's just a private group. There's like whatever people in here, but all I do is every single month I make a pinned video. So this is like an ongoing lifestyle group. And so what I do is I connect with somebody. Hey girl, message them. I don't do the, hey girl, just wanted to reach out and thank you for accepting my friend request. Thought we had a lot in common. I don't do that. That to me is like, I wouldn't respond to that. So instead I go to their page and I genuinely look for something that they did, they do, they have, they're where they went, whatever. And I'll be like, hey girl, oh my God, I just popped in your page. I saw that you were just at Hershey Park. That place is my shit. I go there every single summer. Like, what's your favorite ride? Or something like that. I want to start a conversation. I hate small talk. I hate that. Okay. So I want to start a conversation, and right there, it's like so easy for them to be like, yeah, I was just there. Like, that's so cool. Are you from the Harrisburg area? The conversation just naturally flows. So I do that. 1 week later, I invite them to this group. And my invite is,
Emily, are you mostly doing that on Facebook or Instagram, or are you doing
I do it on both.
On both?
I do it on both. So what I do for Instagram, instead of waiting a week, I wait 3 days. Instagram's a little bit different.
Yeah.
People are more open to chat with you on Instagram than Facebook. Facebook is more private. Remember, you're not connecting with people from all around the world on Facebook. You are on Instagram. But let me see where my Sweat Cycle thing is. Okay, so I'll just be like, hey girl, just popping in, send some good vibes your way. Not sure if you see me blowing Facebook up about the Sweat Cycle, but I figured I'd pop in just in case because it's kind of awesome. Just saying. Totally fell off track last month. I need accountability more than ever. Bunch of chill girls and I are doing this. Let me know if you want to check it out. Talk soon? ? So then at the end of that, I just attach the link. I'm not going to check back in to like ask you if you want the link to my free group. Here it is. If you want it, cool. If not, whatever. So they're here and they'll share recipes. She got her Nikes from the last month. I randomly posted this because I liked it just to get something else going on in here. Sharing their meals, whatever. So it's like just easy. I mean, I'm sure that most of you are doing this anyway, but the difference is that you need to be consistent with it and you need to be leading it. You need to be leading it. Okay. What happened was I let a couple of my coaches take it over and it died because everyone that was in there, I invited them. So when they started seeing other people posting, they're like, I don't know who you are. And they pieced out. Okay. You have to be there. So I always tell my girls, that's fine if you want to invite people here, but you need to be posting. They need to see your face. Right. So that's one thing as far as like my groups go. As far as inviting guys, this is something that you really should start doing. I'll literally just show you my inbox. first off, it's a time saver more than anything. But more than that, it's just so personal. Let me try to find somebody. Okay, I literally just send videos to everybody. To her, I just literally video, where it is, I video everything up. There was a video, hers was a video, and these are all for people that I can't get to respond to me. I video message them because it's like, oh, well, what is she going to say? You know, it's like this mystery.
Is it something that you recently just started doing?
I started doing this about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I started doing it about 2 weeks ago and like sent a video. Other people, it's just kind of a copied and pasted message, but it just really does make a difference. People will say like, oh, that's so cute. Or I didn't even know that you could make a video. Yeah. Blew your mind.
Right.
So I do the video chats. And then really guys, the next thing is you really should go to Instagram. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. Okay. I know you don't want to do it, but so what? We don't want to work out every day and we do that. Get to Instagram now and just take it day by day. Don't try to change your bio and add a link tree and do 1,500 stories and talk to 45 people. Just pick one thing and focus on that for the next week. Okay. So for me, I picked stories and I focused on that for a week. I didn't message anybody. I didn't follow anybody. I didn't do any connecting on Instagram. I just wanted to get solid at my stories. Because after that Jatana Jackson call, I was like, oh my God, I need to be on here. And I had 3 people message me today. I have to share this with you because this was insane. So quick tip, every time you make a call to action in your stories, whether it's about coaching or fitness, post your location. I had a girl reach out to me like, so these were message requests because they had to, I had to accept their message first because they're not even connected. Hey, Emily, I recently discovered your page searching through Wilmington, which is bizarre because I was like, well, I don't even use the Wilmington hashtag. And then I realized, oh, that's because I just use location Wilmington. Okay, so that was one, like, I'm currently trying to get in shape, feel more confident, whatever. And then the other girl was, hey, I saw your profile a few times on the Wilmington link. I just moved here for work. I'd love to know more about being your own boss. I actually got that idea from Caroline Nathan. She follows somebody else that does that a lot. So add the location. That's helped a lot as far as just connecting with other people. The biggest things about stories, guys, especially something that I took from, is it Jatana? I don't even know how you say it. Jackson?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Whatever. Is you have to have a theme. Have something that people are looking forward to come to your stories every day. I was never on Snapchat. I think Snapchat is just creepy. I never use Snapchat. So like for some of you that might be saying like, oh, I can't get into that. Okay, I literally never use Snapchat and this is what stories is on Instagram. Get over it. And it's so much fun once you do it. It's so much fun. Like half the day I feel like I'm just messaging people through stories rather than just through messaging. And then it's just so easy to build a relationship from there. They feel like they're a part of your life. And that way, it's just so easy for them to see how you are doing health and fitness, yet you are doing family life or your full-time job or whatever it might be. I know I just threw like a million things out there and talked so fast.
Then the nice thing about the Instagram story, and I'll piggyback on what you said about I never did Snapchat either, and I just wasn't a Snapchatter. But the nice thing about the story is that you can actually see who's following you. You can there's all those people that might not have liked your photos or whatever. Like if they're watching your story, you can see a list and you can kind of work off of that. Yeah. And then if you tag your location, if it's a big story, it kind of goes into that.
Oh, it gets crazy. Yeah.
So like you said, that girl probably went to your search Williamton and saw your video pop up. So there is a shift. That it used to be Instagram and people were going to Facebook, but now it's since Facebook bought Instagram, a lot of people are shifting back toward
it.
And I agree. Kind of like a mini reality. We get to see what you're doing every day. You know?
Absolutely. And I do like, as far as when you guys are swiping up to see who's checking out your stories, just be real and just be forward in a sense. Hey girl, I see you checking out my stories every day. I know that you know what I'm doing. Like, do you have any questions right now about what I do, about my fitness groups? Like, if you could ask any question, what would it be? I'll send you a packet of my favorite pre-workout just for reaching out. So simple. And I literally buy pre-workout under Ben's account every single month. So I send off literally about 8 a week. My goal is to get 10 off a week, which means that I'm talking to people. I'm having them ask me questions. I'm kind of like guiding them to basically ask about coaching without realizing that they're doing it.
Right. Yeah. And
yeah.
so you consider that as one of your 40 invites, like when you're messaging those people. And
like an invite to me will be anything like if somebody likes to coach post or somebody like posts a workout video, I'll reach out and be like, just like Haley Christian had said once upon a time, like, hey girl, oh my God, your fitness post today was awesome. Like, are you a coach too? Like to me, yeah, I consider that an invite. If I mention the word coaching or fitness, I put it out there. I invited you to the conversation. So that to me is an invite.
Right. And so how would you, let's say somebody's like super, super busy and they're working and all that, like how easy is it to use Instagram story, like to kind of share what you're doing in the day?
Oh, it's so easy. So one thing that I really like is announce that first. So like make a story just with like, do you guys know how to like solid color your background without coloring it? I like just learned that. Okay. Yeah. Mind blown. So I'm like, why is everyone so dark and mine is not? Just press and hold. So what I would do is say like, I'm going to be here at noon today sharing like how I juggle mom life, working a business, taking care of my man-child / husband and dogs, something like that. Right. So then everybody knows that it's happening then. And then what you can even do is make a post too and be like, so excited. I just announced my stories. I'm going to be sharing a few things today at noon. Hope to have you check it out because it's something a lot of people have been asking me about. Even if they haven't, you say it anyway. A lot of people have been asking me about it because if they haven't, they're thinking it anyway. So then what I try to do is when I'm talking, don't do more than like 4 talking stories in a row, guys. Everyone's clicking through it. They don't care. Okay. It has to be less than 4. So have something written out. My suggestion is 3 times a week, you want to have 4 stories in a row talking about your story, your 4-part story. Do it. You're already making call to action posts anyway. Do it in there. Pick one thing. It's like one week I'll talk about personally training. But then another time that I'm doing it, I'll talk about the nanny, odd job, random shit that I was doing just to pay the bills. So I'm connecting with different, like the fitness professional and the girl that has no clue what she's doing with her life. So when you can gear it toward that way, you're not just narrowing yourself down to one specific person because you guys all have a bunch of different traits and hobbies and interests.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. Instagram has changed drastically in the past like couple of months. And
it's crazy.
And like you said, like even if have never done a story or a Snapchat before, like just take a picture of like your kids running by or whatever. Yeah. Like people, they want to see like each different things in like throughout your day and stuff. So,
and I also just think like, I know that a lot of married couples, like when you have kids, like you're sending them stuff. But when I was nannying, I would take pictures of the kids and not post them on social media because they're not mine. But I would send them to the parents. Be like, I didn't kill your kid yet today. And so whatever you would do with that, just post it to stories. That's all people want to see. They just want to know who you are.
Right.
That's why people follow you. They want to trust you.
Exactly. They see your struggles. They see that you're real and they see what's going on. So they feel like they know you almost.
Yes.
So cool. That was amazing. So I love the first 3 tips. I mean, I couldn't even like say it better myself. Like if you're going to be serious about the business, your why, make it a business, treat it like a business, be consistent. I mean, those are like huge. I mean, that's it right there. But do you mind if we open it up to like maybe 1 or 2 questions?
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if anybody has a question, you can unmute yourself or you can type it in the chat. I can read it. I don't know if I can see this. I wasn't even on the chat. Or Brooke, if you have a question. I wrote down a few, but I don't want to. All right, well, I will ask then. If nobody, don't be shy. Oh, here we go.
I was just talking and I realized I was muted. I said I don't have any questions, but I took like 8 pages of notes.
We have one from Lauren. How are you tracking Excel, notebook?
So I use Asana. To be honest, guys, I'm literally just on my computer all damn day that I hate to say that. Like, yes, I mean, I do use Asana. The best month I had, though, I used Excel. I wish I didn't delete it, but I did because, like, the one day I looked at it and gave me severe anxiety. But all I did was Amy's system to a point, if you guys know what Amy's does. I think Amy's is still a little unorganized, but it works for her. Remember, just find something that works for you. What I did that worked really well for me, I'll just show you my Asana because it should be open. Probably not, to be honest, actually. I have my daily schedule in here as well as my morning routine as well. So like this is actually like where I do track everything. But I keep things pretty simple. So I have my miracle morning, or I call it my magical morning. So my morning routine is 4 to 5. And this is exactly what I do. I do my affirmations because I have the 5-minute journal. I read personal development for about 30 minutes and I grab one call to action and I write it in a book like this. I literally just have a book that I carry around. It's only for call to actions, not other posts, not random posts, not challenger spotlights, literally just coaching call to action posts. Okay. And that's what that whole book is for. So when you say, I don't know what to post about, yes, you do. You're just not taking the time to write it down. I literally carry it with me too, because we'll be at a stoplight and something will pop in my head and I don't want to forget it. So I share one quote. So this is something I committed in my story, September 1st. I went in my stories and I said, I am going to post a quote for my personal development every single day. So they're all expecting me to do it every single day. Okay. Don't think, oh, well, it's not September 1st. I can't do it. Start tomorrow. Who cares? You guys tell people all the time, you don't need to wait to start till Monday. Do it now. Just do it now. And then I post that also in my free group on Facebook. I literally have to write down pre-workout. I even write down shower. So pre-workout, I work out and I only do 4 to 5 stories. I don't do more than 4 of like one thing. It's too much. People aren't interested. 4 is fine. Anything more than that is just too much. And then I do workouts, whatever. And then I shout out a coach and a challenger. So this is my schedule. I told you guys I work 9 to 1 and then 5:30 to 8:30. So my goal is to check into all groups by 6:20 a.m. And when I click on this, I even have it over here. So these are the groups that I run, my team page, the challenge app, free group, ongoing sneak peek. And then I just like write down in here, like what I did. So I didn't get to that one yet today. Check into Coach Online Office by 6:30. I want to do all of my follow-ups by noon. Recognize one person in my story. So I'll shout out a coach or a challenger. Expanding my, friend requests so you guys can see I'm not always consistent. I literally didn't do anything over the weekend, right? But I did send out 60 invites both days. You pick and choose, right? So I keep this all here. So how I do this is I keep things very simple. I have chatting, interested, and invited. That's it. That's it. So chatting, I just hey girled you. You guys can see. So this girl, today must have hey girled her already because the next thing is I'm going to invite her to Sweat Cycle. So I'm going to invite her to my free group. So all I'm going to do on that day is come to my script. I'm going to look for invite to Sweat Cycle, copy, put her name, paste. You literally can get off 20 invites before you go to work. Everyone's like 10 or like 5. Like, no, then you just don't have systems. And don't freak out that you don't have a system. I know that Annie has scripts. Copy them, paste them, and make them your own. Make them your own. That's all you have to do. But guys, they're going to be a game changer. One thing I always say to my team is don't spend 45 minutes making one message to one person. You match their effort. We say this even as a coach. I'm not going to spend 45 minutes crafting one message for you when I don't even know if you're interested in what I'm doing yet. So no, everyone copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And then from there, everything is unique. Everything's unique. So they go in here under chatting because we're just chatting. A week later, I'm going to invite to my free group. And then once she's invited, this is going to change from chatting to invited. Okay? So what I do every single day is I go to interested first. And I make sure that all of these people are followed up with already. Okay. So these are all the people that I would follow up with. They've already said like at some point they were interested in what we do. So I can reach out and I would go to my follow-ups. So I have 2 different types of follow-ups. I have a follow-up for somebody that never really responded. We never really got to the point where we talked goals or anything. And then I have follow-ups for people that they knew everything. It's just, why haven't you ordered yet? Okay, so I make sure I have 2 different types of follow-ups because Ben does help me so that we can go through and just bust all these out together. After I do interested, I go to invited. So these people were invited to one of the 4 groups that I run, or one of the 3 groups that I run. All right, so then I just go through here and do this every single day. And then the last thing I do is go to chatting, because the last thing that's important is inviting to a free group. Okay, remember, you don't need a business to run a free group. So don't keep people in there. Okay, so that's how I just have 3 sections. And actually, I'm not going to lie, I do have I'm changing my prospects and coach prospects. I'm in the process of putting them just into these 3 categories, because this is literally what I did for Excel. We were talking. The second that you responded to my invite, you got moved to the middle. The second that you were like yes or no, you got moved to the 3rd column. And that was all it was. I just had people hopping back and forth. But the problem is that different fonts, or I'm losing this, different fonts, or just, I don't know, it just like, didn't tell you what to do on what date. So it's like you had to be really on top of that. And I'm like, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, no, I'm like paper, pen all day. I'm paper, pen all day.
I'm a paper and pen person as well. And I just find that my kids run away with the paper or whatever. But I have used literally every system. And I have to say that I think Asana is probably like the best.
I think it's my favorite too.
It works for me because it's Excel and it's super simple. And so somebody actually just asked, is there training for Asana? And Asana is so easy to use. You literally log in here and you can create what Emily just said, mm-hmm. interested, chatting, and everybody's is a little bit different. And I like hers because it's just simple.
Yeah, so you can just put project name in here, just leave everything else the same, and just click create project.
Exactly. And then your tasks are your people.
So when you click this, you'll get this. You can type in. So assigned, you don't have to do any of this stuff. But the most important thing to me is the due date.
Right.
So that when you log in that day, like I would go through to make sure that, and it's cool because you can even look at calendar. And it's like, what's today? The 12th. It's like I would look here and see that, surprisingly enough, I did all my follow-ups today and yesterday. Shocking. So I can look at this and also had a really bad August, July. So I didn't have enough people to actually talk to. But I would just go through here, click on them. So Jessica Farling, I would see it's invite to Sweat Cycle, go to my script, copy, paste.
Right. And what happens is we're talking to people on social media in your life and you're busy. You can't remember every single person in the conversation and everything that's going on. So and the biggest thing with anything is following up. I mean, people a lot of times don't think that we want them they want us to follow up. Mm-hmm. I mean, it usually takes about 7-8 times before that person actually says yes, or you get to that breaking point of why they want to join the group. It's that, it's just letting those people know that you're going to be there for them. And so that's something that's huge with you. I think that one of the girls on our team was like, she kept checking in on me like over and over again until I finally joined her, So, mm-hmm. So this is.
I always say that to my team. I'm like, don't invite if you're not going to follow up. Because if you're afraid of being salesy, an invite without a follow-up is salesy. A follow-up is caring. That's sharing. So I'm like, if you don't want to be salesy, then don't invite without a follow-up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's such a good point, because let's say you invite them and they're like, yes, and then you're like, a month goes by, you're like, oh, so sorry. Are you still interested? The person's going to be like, where were you? So
when that does happen, just make a video and just be like, I'm sorry, I'm a human.
I had to tell you that. Yeah, totally. Okay. Anyone, like one other question? I have like 3 pages of notes too, so. I'll just end it with one thing. If somebody is struggling to find their why, what are some suggestions in personal development that have helped you with finding your why, to help you like like you said, it all starts with your why. So you're not going to do the business hours and the inviting if you don't have that strong why. That's what kind of.
Mm-hmm. And that's the one, I will say this, like, guys, if you have those days where you sleep in, like, I don't know if you guys are like me, but being type A, OCD, a Capricorn, like, if I sleep in 30 minutes, I'm like, the world is over. I missed everything today. And like, I make the biggest deal about it. It's like, no.
Yep.
You gotta do your personal development first. So no matter what time it is, I always do my morning routine. So Start With Why. It was one of my favorite books without a doubt. I'm obsessed with it. Let me look at You Are a Badass. I'm not going to lie. At this point, it's cliche because everybody's read it. But like for anybody that does know me, I've kind of like publicly talked about this a little bit, but I was like a total stoner when I first became a coach. And like, that's kind of my anxiety relief. So I kid you not, on the second page of that book where she said, I can repeat the sentence because it was so weird that it was happening to me at that moment. And the sentence said, you have to go from wanting to change your life to deciding to change your life. And I would like brag to people and be like, yeah, I have like this business. And like, I'm going to live on this island and like, watch me. And then I'm like sitting there and thinking, okay, so I talked to like one person yesterday and I followed one person on Instagram. Like, I'm not working in this business. I want to change my life, but I have not like drawn the line in the sand and done it. But the line was, you have to go from wanting to change your life to deciding to change your life. Wanting is sitting on the couch with a bong in your hand, watching the Travel Channel. And I'm like, oh my God, this is happening to me right now. It's so bizarre. And then deciding to change your life is going after, or is like being a dateless cheerleader the week before prom date and going after a prom date. She used the word tenacity someplace in there. Like, that's deciding. Like, you're going to make it happen. You don't know how. You don't know who's going to join you. You don't know who your gold ships are going to be, but you know that it's inevitable that it's going to happen. I know Patrick talks about that a lot. Like, you have to know that it's inevitable. You Are a Badass. Start With Why. And then I really loved, and I'm not like a universe has your back, big magic kind of reader. Like, that doesn't really get me going, but I really liked Master Your Mean Girl a lot. By Melissa Ambrosini. I really loved it. And it's funny because the first time I read that book, which was at the beginning of the summer, she had talked about how she had cut out alcohol. She was like a big partier and whatever, and she cut it out. And I'm thinking, weirdo, who does that? And this month, weirdly enough, just because I've just been stepping into awesome, I decided to do a sober September. And it's just crazy how I then realized the other day, like, holy shit, I remember when I first read that book and thinking I would never do that. And then voluntarily I decided to do it. Things do come back up. Those are the 3 books I would totally recommend.
Okay, awesome. I love that, Mastering Your Mean Girl too. I'm like almost halfway through it.
Such a good one.
Yeah. But I think that you would probably agree. All of this and all of your why, being consistent, taking action, it all came back to you probably starting personal development and figuring out why you're doing this business.
100%.
And so thank you.
It just has to be more than paying off debt, guys. It has to be more than I want to quit my job.
Right.
Get super deep with it. Super deep with it. I remember, or who was it? Like Marilla Hurst. If you guys know Marilla Hurst, she's on Amy Roman's team. She called me the other day and said that she was randomly let go of her job. And I looked at her, and I'm the kind of person that I'm very spontaneous. I just said like, oh my God, that's so awesome. Like, now you get to work on Beachbody all the time. Just like, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, no, you are not what happens to you. You are how you choose to respond. So put your back against the wall, get your ass up, and work on this business every second of every minute of every day. Because the 2 years are going to pass anyway. And how cool is it? I just always think like when I have kids, I can be like, your mom busted her ass, so you're going to start working when you're like 5 and you're going to make shit happen, and just be able to like show them. People do what you do, not what you say, guys. So be awesome. Your team will be awesome too.
I love that. One of my coaches just got laid off too. And I literally was like, that is so great. I'm like, that happened to me. And then I had this fear, and then I did this. And then she was like, what? I'm like, no, it's 4 months to get ready. So anything's possible, and it's just like deciding, like you said, like you decided in January, by March, you were a diamond. Like, it all depends on if you want to make it happen.
And none of those coaches are here except for Ben and my mom. They're all gone. They all quit. Probably couldn't even tell you their names right now if I had to write them all down. All discount coaches. None of them work the business.
They're probably still watching you. They're finally.
I'm sure. Hopefully. They weren't my tribe, but they were nice at the time.
Exactly. Okay, so I think that is it for questions, unless you have anyone, Brooke. You good? Okay. Thank you so much for getting on. This was awesome. I will post the recording in the Boom Fam. I'll put it on the document so you guys can have this. And then going forward, this is going to be our time for our team call for Team Boom. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Have a great night.